So this what I don't understand. How does a non-Pacoima guy knows what a guy from Pacoima does in Pacoima?
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the? You are now in the Black Box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, a.k.a. BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Listen. Cheetah. Gratitude is the attitude. Show is a blessing. To be back in the Black Box. Black Box.
Relax, roll up as we randomly react to content in these YouTube streets. Yeah. It's time for R&R.
Neighborhood Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the Black Box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
7 C's, 3 G's, navigated with ease. Come along. Take a roll with me, please. Oh, my mama. Hey, it's crazy, man. You got to really be careful what you think these days, because I've been covering all these other hoods. Niggas from 60s, Hoover, different stories, Playboy, wop. And I swear I didn't say it out loud. It was just a thought I had briefly passing. Like, I wonder when some niggas I really know gonna start popping up on this And lo and behold, they start popping up here and there. Now these my niggas, like for real. One of them is my little homie Shelly right now. But yeah, free the Easties, East Side. But with no further ado, let's see what these brothers have been up to.
New overnight, it's the second morning in a row that police are investigating a shooting. Police say a 20 to 30-year-old man was found.
Shortly afterwards, we got a notification from police saying that a second person was shot. Well, at first we heard about one person that was shot. We were told that they had non-life-threatening injuries, but then shortly afterwards, we got a notification from police saying that a second person was shot.
In today's video, we're going to be speaking about a situation that would happen between the East Coast Crips.
Remember they had cut like he was from Playboy? I told you that nigga wasn't from Playboy. Told you he's from the East Side. He ain't really part of this story. But don't get caught with your drawers down. That's his flat that I shot that video at. And I interviewed him on Facts Over Feelings. Free to load. Cut locked up too.
2 people would lose their life and 1 other would be shot in a matter of 24 hours. But let's get into it. We're going to start off on December 9th of 2020. And on this day, at 5:56 at night, a member of the family Swan Bloods named Tyrone Wolford would be shot on East 91st Street. And the shooting took place in the apartment buildings that they refer to as the 91st Street building. And there was no witnesses who seen the shooting, but police would notice that there was surveillance footage. And all they can see on the video was a description of the shooter's vehicle. Tyrone would go by the nickname Boots. And on the next day, which would be December 10th of 2020, the family Swan Bloods would hold a candlelight for him. And they would do the candlelight in the 91st Street building, which would be where he was killed. And at about 11:45 at night, somebody named Nathaniel Caldwell, who was also a family Swan Blood member, would be shot. He would be shot 1 time and he would drive himself to the hospital, where he was released later that night. But he wasn't the only one shot, because when police responded to the call of shots fired at the 91st Street building, they would find somebody named Ayanna Treadway with gunshot wounds to the back, and she was taken to the hospital where she would later pass away. Police would find about 60 shell casings on the street, and they would also find an Audi key. And even though the Audi key was technically evidence, the officers would still pick it up assuming that it was one of the family Swan Blood members' key. And they would go down the street, clicking the key button, trying to unlock the vehicle or see where the vehicle was located, because they believed that the family Swan Blood members had a firearm stored in the vehicle. And after doing that, they would realize that the key didn't work on any vehicle that was parked on the street. So the officer would turn it over to the other officer and he would turn it into evidence. But little did they know that that Audi key belonged to the shooters. And we're going to get into that in a little bit, but let's keep going. And even though there was a bunch of family Swan Blood members outside during the candlelight, police would have no eyewitnesses to the crime. However, they would gather about 20 different camera angles from the area. And don't forget that they would also have camera footage from the Tyrone Woodford murder that happened a day before. And one of the cameras that was across the street from the 91st Street building would show a smaller SUV that was being followed by a dark-colored four-door sedan. And police would use city cameras and surveillance footage to see where them vehicles came from and where they went to. And they would be able to track both vehicles to a location on 70th Street. And police would say this is a known 6'9" East Coast Crip hangout. And police would pull camera footage from across the street of the East Coast Crip hangout. And police would say that around 11 o'clock at night, they would see a SUV which appeared to be red backing into a driveway. They would then see an Audi SUV pulling forward and parking behind it. They would then see a bunch of members from East Coast Crip talking in the driveway. And shortly after that, they would see somebody jumping into the black sedan that was used in the shooting. And police would say that the driver of the Audi would jump into the driver's seat of the red SUV.
It's cold just to be moving, not knowing his eyes on you. It's crazy.
They would then say that 2 other people jumped into the red SUV, and then about 3 or 4 more people jumped into the black sedan. So that would be about 6 or 7 members from East Coast Crip in 2 different vehicles. Police would then see the red SUV and the black sedan leaving the East Coast Crip hangout. And at 11:40 at night, police would see the red SUV and the black sedan traveling northbound on Wadsworth Avenue from 92nd Street. They would then see both vehicles pass the 91st Street building, and they would circle the block. And as they doubled back around, surveillance video would show that 5 shooters would jump out of both vehicles and open fire on the group. And one of them shooters happened to be the driver of the red SUV, and they would see the driver door open and him opening fire on the group. And that's exactly where they would find the Audi key. And like we said in the beginning, police thought the Audi key belonged to the family Swan blood members, but it really belonged to the East Coast Crips. And don't forget that the Audi SUV was still parked at the 70th Street location, which was the East Coast Crip hangout. And like we said, after the shooting, police would continue to follow them on city cameras, and they would see that the red SUV traveled westbound on 91st Street, and it would return back to the 70th Street location at about 11:53 at night. And they would say that the black sedan arrived about 15 minutes after that. And on December 11th of 2020, which would be 1 day after the double shooting that left Ayanna Treadway dead, police would drive by 70th Street and they would see a blue Audi outside. And they would also see a red SUV parked in a nearby driveway. The officers would then approach the group standing outside and they would continue to ask them questions.
I remember the homegirl Riri stayed on 70th. We was on 70th every day. East side. Oh, my mama.
And officers would notice that both the man standing next to the Audi and the man that was sitting in the red SUV in the driver's seat are both brothers from East Coast Crip. And they would both have the last name Gibson. And the one standing next to the Audi, his name would be Najion, aka Young Snoop or Young.
Was that Attitude House or Riri House? I know at one point they was there together. I think that was Riri. I could hear them right now. Somebody said, that wasn't no Riri shit. I know Riri was staying there. Oh, my mama.
Young Snoopy. And his brother Mario would go by Eastwood. The officers then attempted to detain and pat down Najion, aka Young Snoop. That's when he attempted to flee, but they would grab his shirt and slam him to the ground. And they're alleging that they stopped and spoke with him on an unrelated matter. Police officers would then ask Young Snoop where was the key to his vehicle so they could search it. Snoop would then respond and say that he lost his key, but one door was unlocked, and if they wanted, they can search it. They would then search it, but they wouldn't find anything. But either way, Young Snoop would be arrested on the scene. But like we said, he was arrested for an unrelated reason that had nothing to do with the murder that happened the day before. And 2 days after being arrested on this unrelated case, he would make a phone call to his brother on December 13th of 2020. And his brother would tell him on the jail call that he was trying to figure out how to move his Audi. His brother would also say that he's been trying to get a locksmith to open the door and start the vehicle. But they...
I wonder if he said it like that or was he saying it in code and they just cracked the code.
told him that he has to go to an Audi dealership to get a copy of the key. But after a few days, they would release young Snoop out of custody. And there would be no arrest made in either murder, the one that happened on December 9th and the one that happened on December 10th. But on January 21st of 2021, police would be watching young Snoop around 7:30 at night. They would then attempt to pull him over and he would take them on a high-speed chase. He eventually crashed the vehicle and was taken into custody. And on that same day, his brother would also be arrested. and they would both be charged with 1 count of murder, 1 count of attempted murder, 1 count of conspiracy to commit any crime, and 1 count of criminal street gang conspiracy. And they would be the only 2 arrested. And don't forget, there would be about 6 or 7 shooters. And both the Gibson brothers would keep their mouths shut and wouldn't give a statement. And as you can see right here, police wouldn't even know the names of the other shooters. And don't forget that police found an Audi key and a set of house keys on the crime scene. And after he was arrested, police would try the Audi key on his Audi, and it would unlock the doors, but it wouldn't start the ignition. And then they would try the house keys that they found on the crime scene on his front door, and it would unlock his front door. And they also had a warrant to search his social media and his cell phone, and the cell phone data would ping to towers next to the crime scene and back to the house. But after a year and some change of sitting in the county, young Snoop would be convicted by a jury and found guilty on 1 count of murder, 1 count of attempted murder, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit any crime. But he would have the last count dismissed, and they would find him guilty on May 5th of 2022, and he would get 57 years to life. And on that same day, his brother Eastwood would be convicted only of the attempted murder, and he would have every other count dismissed, and they would give him 18 years. But that right there is going to wrap it up for the story, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And may both Tyrone Woodford and Ayanna Treadway both rest in peace, and I'm sending my condolences. But comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all. It's Respectable Rants.
SPR exclusive. This is J.P. Banks Music. Black Box Productions.
When you're sticking to the script, it's a lonely road. Before they left the hole and tank the big homie told. He know the way this testimony hold. On that low 4, they gon' politic on him cold. SPI Bank EC for really though. Used to really go, ask my nigga Chili Mo. Had a cold gun game, crazy knuckle up. Bust on enemies with baby double up. Back and forth with the main streets on 98. Q9 cell, me and Lil Johnny Ray. Posted up on Coden with a big ratchet. Way before Lil Wayne threw on that snitch jacket. Walked the yard with Slim Bag, what up Big Drac? Gave them back they L cause you did that. Love my lokes even if we don't interact. Lil Mont, Baby Psych and Lil Black. EC. 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 EC.
SPI
EC.
exclusive.
EC. 97th Street, smack dead in the Middle East. Fuck the police for King Ron and Lil Reese. Tell the truth, SP3 never lack rhymes. Sometimes feel I might die behind my rap lines. We ain't in Malibu now, we in Maui. Baby Pie, EC, Bear, me and Wowie. Tico, Kiko, EC Red. Still can't believe Frankie and CC dead. Come to putting in work, did more than a little dirt. Airbrush shirt. Big Milk, Lil Merc, Lil Box, Baby Ant, both souls, all the coops. First Street to 24 when we call the troops. Lost a legend when we buried Bug. Coach love to the riders that carry cuz, never seen it coming. Was a little foul, still took heart though, my hat off to Lil Owl. EC. 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 EC.
Baymax Business.
EC. Big Spot and Lil Spotter both got an Ezel. Tiny Spotter got 19, rest in peace, Ezel. Shouts to the females representing EC. The brownies to the quotas, rest in peace, TT. Big Tommy's son on the 7, that's Stay Pops. Me and mine never bowed down to J-Box. And that's the coldest crip a nigga ever met. Coldest crip I ever heard about, better yet. 33rd Neverary, only time a nigga ran. On the land, go ask my nigga Ran. ECG unit, came up a little short. Got told on by that nigga Lil Show. Went on TV, the homies did BT Ugly. Got love for Infinite and Lil EC Buzzy. For death though, that mean to my dying day. EC, that's all I've been trying to say. EC. 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 EC.
Black Box Production.
EC.
Snakewood and that Puzzle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
It was SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
Spider Low, Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the? Spider Low. Spider Low.
Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke, on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nightblood, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke. Spider Loke, huh? Nightblood, on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, crib.
Point blank, do no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the Black Box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka VJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!
Before you go, though, it's another video YouTube said you would love right there on the screen. Go ahead, check it out, then get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Cheetah, free the Easties, East Side.